Now, the Commerce Ministry in China has basically come back, and they have, given their side of the story, saying that China has taken seriously, strictly implemented, and actively upheld the consensus reached at the talks with Geneva. With the United States in Geneva. President Trump saying that they had totally violated the agreements. So where do we stand right now?
Well, first of all, this outcome is not that surprising, Emily, and thank you for having me on today. But what is characteristic, I think, of both sides is that China tends to take the most minimalist possible interpretation of these obligations and move sometimes slowly at that, whereas Trump is likely to take the most expansive possible interpretation. So both sides could be correct, so to speak, from their own point of view. And it really just shows there's quite a gap between Beijing and Washington, and there's going to be more tussling, more name-calling, more back and forth, and maybe some more friction before the dust settles a bit.
So it really is it's not really about the tariffs here. It's the non-tariff measures. We've seen in the recent weeks since the percentage de-escalation where the United States has ratcheted up the export controls against China. China, on its part, a little bit slow to release its critical minerals. So in terms of that de-escalation, what needs to happen now? We're hearing about a potential phone call. Now, we've heard that this could have happened a couple weeks back. Do you think it'll happen this week?
Yeah, I think so. I think both sides have said their piece. Both sides have thrown some elbows to the others, made some accusations. Now ready for the dust settle. Remember, China has its own political system as well, and China cannot simply comply on the basis of threats from the United States. So it has to be a difficult counterparty, so to speak. It's caused some difficulties, we think, and now I think they're ready for the dust to settle, ready to cut a deal.
So have we moved on beyond the tariff percentages? I remember the last time that we were talking, it was just before the big de-escalation where the tariffs were brought down to 30%. And of course, that includes the fentanyl portion, which is 20%. But it's a wonderful conversation that the U.S. side is expecting to take place with that of China. How do you see it?
Yeah, well, look, we're off peak because peak was, 145, 175%. So we're way, way down from that peak. Significant improvement over the last few weeks. But I think you're right, Emily. There's still a ways to go because the United States does want to see progress on fentanyl. China has said it's going to try to do some things in that area. So I think these negotiations will go on for months. Don't forget, U.S. has also said it wants purchasing agreements, which we had in Trump 1. And Trump wants to replay that again. So this is long dated, but at least I think the worst is behind us, and we're down to this 30% tariff range.
Now, Scott Bessent has said that the talks are losing momentum, and of course that can be helped by the fact that we've got now this court case going on. The Federal Trade Court says that President Trump overstepped, and then an appeals court issued a stay. So how are the trade talks expected to continue given the uncertainty in the judicial system?
I think this is part of Trump's messaging, Emily. I think what Trump is saying to China is don't take this for granted. Don't count this as a loss. We, the United States, are going to appeal these rulings, and plus we have other tariff mechanisms. This steel example is a perfect example. If I can take steel up to 50% through a different legal provision, so don't put all your eggs in that basket of saying the courts have ruled against me on the Liberation Day tariffs.